3, 2, 1. Steve Jewin here with WrestlingObserver.com, and don't just watch MMA, get inside MMA right here with Ron Kruck from Access TV and Inside MMA. Ron, how are you enjoying the show tonight?
It's great, Steven. Good to see you. I love what you and Dave have done with the Observer. It's one of my favorite reads of all time, and you guys just keep doing what you're doing, and we'll keep doing what we do on Access TV and Inside MMA.
Well, I can't take any of the credit. All of it goes to Dave Meltzer. He is the man when it comes to wrestling and MMA.
Oh, don't give him so much praise. His ego's already... Oh, just kidding, Dave. Just kidding.
So we've seen some pretty spectacular fights here in the prelims in Minnesota. So any favorites so far among the fights that we've already watched?
I liked Mike Pierce's comeback. I thought that was a great knockout for him, a guy who's kind of bordering on maybe being cut. He was originally the first fight of the night. Seeing Mike Pierce come back the way he did was great. Jacob Volkman, very slick submission, possibly submission of the night so far, with his rear naked choke victory, and I gotta say, I mean, the greatest interview of all time, there's no doubt. I asked him, how does he juggle training and running for the presidential election? And he said it's tough, but he's been putting signs out, so he's working his cardio, and a great victory for him as well.
Yeah, and it was definitely a great post-fight speech when he said, if you don't want to vote for Romney and you don't want to vote for Obama, I'm your write-in candidate. So
the write-in candidate, he said he's hoping to get a few write-in votes. And when's the last time that we saw a university fight song sang in the octagon? That was pretty cool in front of his hometown Minnesota fans.
Yeah, and they were right there with him, every letter, every word. So yeah, it was definitely a big momentum win for him. It should propel him up the cards. But obviously the news everybody's been talking about today is the situation with Jeremy Stephens. So do you have any thoughts on that?
Strange between Dennis Holman and Jeremy Stephens. Lost 2 fights here in Minnesota. When's the last time that's happened? I need to know more details. The last I saw about Stephens, he was just arrested on a outstanding felony warrant that was from another state. So I can't go into too many details. It's an unfortunate situation for both him and his opponent, Dennis Holman. You know, a class act, a guy that has done this, as you know, Stephen, been here forever in this sport. You know, you hope that he can put his personal issues behind him and deal with what he has to do. Of course, the UFC has released him now, so he'll have some time. But, you know, again, give the UFC and Dana White and Lorenzo Fertitta the credit for paying him to show up, and a win bonus too. Apparently he has some real big, as he said, quote, mountains of issues that he needs to deal with, and hopefully that'll help. But I'd love to see Dennis Holman back in the octagon soon.
Yeah, I think we will, once he clears up all his issues. And obviously, you know, Dana's not holding any grudges by paying him the win bonus and the show bonus. So
exactly right.
So
exactly right.
It's a great night, and I'm sure there will be lots more news about this come Monday on Inside MMA.
We'll have you covered. Big show on Monday night with Boss's movie coming out. Here Comes the Boom. We've got Kevin James on the show. I'll have a full recap from here in Minnesota, including an interview with Dana White, and we'll have you covered on Monday night.
Absolutely. It completes the trifecta for me on a personal note, because now I've interviewed Boss, I've interviewed Kenny, and I've interviewed you, so I've got the whole Inside MMA family.
You know, I appreciate, Steven, you saving the best for last, of course. I mean,
of course.
They would agree, too. Maybe. Thank you, brother.
Oh, no problem. Thank you for the time. And before we go, any predictions on the main card? Anything you want to throw out there?
Main card, you know, I'm very intrigued by the heavyweights with Travis Browne and Antonio Silva. It's one of those situations where, you know, Bigfoot has never experienced back-to-back losses in his career. He kind of has his back up against the cage wall. If he loses, could we see the last of him? I'm not sure. I'm excited to see who I really think is the future of the heavyweight division in Travis Browne. Yeah. I think he is just so athletic and a guy, you know, former basketball player, that he's just fun to watch. I think this is going to be a very exciting fight, but I'm giving the edge to Travis Browne on this one.
He's got a lot of momentum. He's undefeated, only one draw in his career, you know, and he's beaten some really tough guys to get here. So absolutely. This is his biggest test to date, though, and I mean that literally. Bigfoot, right. He came in at the 266 weight limit, so you got to figure if he rehydrated, he's probably up to 280 by now.
Yeah. I mean, that's going to be the key in this fight for Browne to avoid Silva's weight and him being able to muscle him around and get him on the ground. He doesn't want to fight from his back in this one. If Silva gets on top and starts grounding and pounding, it could be pretty quickly, but I like Browne to use his speed and his athleticism in this fight to get the win. Co-main event, Jay Heron finally gets a fight after being jinxed, it seems like, for years. He's back in the UFC, but he's hitting very tough Jake Ellenberger, his fight game has evolved so much since they met in the IFL back in 2006. I think that Ellenberger steamrolls over Heron in this one.
Yeah, it's not going to be any easier this time around for Heron than the last time, because he had George St. Pierre and Ivan Menjivar, and now he's got Jake Ellenberger, so they don't give him any easy fights.
No, when he finally does get that fight, they're never easy, and Jay's such a good guy. I think he'll come in prepared, he always is prepared, but I just think that at this point in their careers, I think Ellenberger is just a little bit better, and he's really on fire. I think he'll come in motivated, having lost the surprise loss to Campman. I think he's very focused to get back and try to get back in the title contention mix.
All right, Ron, before we wrap it, any closing plugs you want to throw out? Twitter, MMA, whatever you want to put out there, we'll get the plug out for you.
All right, I appreciate that. Of course, you can check us out on Access TV, Inside MMA, every Monday night. That's 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 on the East Coast. If you want to follow me, I'll keep you updated on all the fights on Twitter. My tag is @RKruck, @RKRUCK. And thank you so much for your time. I appreciate all that you guys do for this sport.
All right, thank you very much.